The president talks incessantly about green jobs, clean energy, investing in R&D and energy. Do you think that's money well spent? Is that what the government should be doing?
To touch on that point that Bob made, the more politicized innovation policy becomes, I think the less effective and efficient it becomes, and this is an area where it has been politicized. I think the president made a mistake in conflating job creation with clean energy, which is part of the stimulus plan. I think there's good reasons to pursue clean energy. I'm not a big fan of how it's been done. Take, for example, wind power. It's been subsidized now for about 20 years. It's considered a mature technology. It's not economically competitive now. It probably won't be for many, many years. Yet there's a $12 billion subsidy going to wind energy. So I think there are good reasons to pursue clean energy. I think a carbon tax is a more effective way of going that, rather than subsidizing inefficient technologies and letting them dominate the marketplace.
What do you think about that?
Well, I would agree with the carbon tax, but with regard to basic R&D, we still have an issue. If it's not appropriable, as we were talking about before, then if we don't do it, if the government does not support it, then it's going to be done someplace else in another government like China. China is making major inroads with regard to solar technology. They're taking some of our solar technology. Some of our companies are feeling that it is in their interest to cooperate with China and do it over there. Well, does that mean that we are actually ceding the future with regard to solar technologies to the Chinese? It may very well be, again, on the basic R&D side.
You agree with that?
MIT yesterday or the day before came out with a critique of President Obama. They lauded President Obama for pursuing clean energy. They were highly critical of him for the way it was going in terms of trying to pick which technologies might do well and trying to pick which companies might do well. So it's hard to say what technologies will be effective. And rather than trying to pick carbon taxes, the basic issue is that the clean energy technologies we have now don't appear to be particularly competitive with fossil fuels. To make them competitive, we've got to switch to having chemists and biologists pursue new technologies in these areas and reducing the incentive to consume fossil fuels through a carbon tax. There's really broad agreement among economists about the importance of a carbon tax.
This is why economists don't win office very often.
Well, actually, this is very important. I mean, there's a huge gap between what the public believes on a lot of these issues, like the carbon tax, and what economists actually, and the consensus among economists is remarkably strong.